down. So, okay. And when you do click live, I should just start about 30 seconds in. Is that right? About 10 seconds. Okay, cool. Live. We're good. We should go. Yeah. All right. All right. I am excited to be here today. Okay. Cool. All right. Have you ever wondered why people are buying from others but not from you? Not from you, and that hurts, right? And the truth is, your product or service may be exactly what they need. The real problem is they don't know that you exist. And today, that's why we're here to share with you some good news. There are 6 powerful traffic sources you can use to get in front of your ideal audience. And today, I'll show you how to master them and drive the visibility and sales you actually desire. Um, Sire, I can also hear you. Just want to make sure. Okay, got it. All right, perfect. You can hear me okay. Okay, cool. All right, so perfect. Um, and that's why today, we're going to share with you how to master them so that you could drive the visibility and sales that you actually desire. So welcome everyone. I'm so glad that you're actually here today. Um, Today is about gaining visibility so that you can make your offer and ultimately increase your revenue. You can't increase your revenue unless you make your offer. You can't make your offer unless you get seen, unless you gain visibility, because traffic is vital for the success of your business in order to have your business fund and fuel your dream life. Again, welcome. We are all about the freedompreneur. We're all about the anywhere entrepreneur way. Just 2 weeks ago, I was actually in Boise, Idaho, sharing with you the 4 levels of wealth, right? The first level, which is muscle, which is implementation, that level is actually the lowest level of wealth building. Then you move into management, right? You start making a little bit more money. Management is about delegating. That's the second level. And then where wealth really begins is at the third level. This is the mind level. This is where you educate people from what you know. You're extracting your expertise, your lived experiences, your knowledge, and sharing that, and you're educating people. Wealth begins there, but that's not really the way to wealth, right? Um, True wealth is actually created at the fourth level, which is mastery. Mastery is where you help people transform. Mastery is where you take what you know, what you love, your who you are, your essence, your lived experiences, and actually turning that into an offer and actually helping people transform because you actually transform. That's mastery. Um, so if you have not watched that from last week, I definitely encourage you to find it. It's right here on our channel and watch it. And then last week, so 2 weeks I was in Singapore, in Boise, and last week I was actually in Singapore. And last week we dove into extracting your mastery, right? Extracting what you know, what you love, who you are, and creating an offer with it, right? With the 7-step offer science, where we walk you through the 7 critical steps, where we take your proficiency, your passion, your purpose, your process, your people you're called to serve, the problem that you actually solve, as well as the payoff that people get when they actually work with you, and turn that into a high value offer. So if you have not watched that as well, I shared that in Singapore last week. I also encourage you to actually watch it. So now this week, um, we literally take the next steps, right? Getting your offer seen. That now that you have your offer, let's get it seen. People in the marketplace, they're already looking for what you're offering. As a matter of fact, they're already buying. The The only problem is they don't know that you actually exist, right? So they can't buy from you. So you got to make sure that you're visible so that people know that. At least put yourself in an opportunity to get people to get a chance to see you, know you, in order for them to buy from you. And that's why today we're going to talk about mastering the 6 traffic sources that will help you get the visibility that you actually need and start generating revenue. That's the only way you generate revenue is if you're actually getting seen. So um, because now that you actually have an offer, it's time to shift, right? You shift your focus to getting people in front of it. After all, the best offer in the world is meaningless if no one ever sees it. You can have the best product, the best, you can be the best coach, consultant, you have the best course, you have the best done with you service or done for you service. It doesn't matter unless people know that you actually have it and you put yourself in an opportunity to make them an offer. So let's really dive into the 6 traffic sources that can help you drive the right people to your actual offer. So the very first um, traffic source is organic traffic. This is where you actually create content. This is content creation so that people can read, people can listen, as well as people can watch. Um, this is the traffic that comes naturally when people find your content through things like blogs, videos, podcasts, social media posts. This is really a long-term strategy, but when done correctly, it can really provide you with consistent traffic. Organic content is like sharing great news um, with a friend, right? Like a potential new partner. Look at the relationship that you're actually in, or maybe your past relationship that you're actually in. You met somebody, you ran into that somebody at a coffee shop or something like that, and you're like, you got super excited. There was this vibe, this energy, there was this connection, right? And what did you do? After went your separate ways, you called somebody or you told somebody about it. You told your best friend, you told your mom, maybe your dad, your brother, your sister. You told somebody that you actually cared about, that you ran into this guy or this girl at this coffee shop or at this library or at work, whatever that is. You shared that person or that experience with those that are most important to you in your life, right? Sharing content is exactly the same way. If you have something amazing, why not share that, right? That's creating content. Um, and here's the one thing, the rule that you have to also understand. Um, People don't go to social media to buy. They go to social media because they are bored. They don't go to social media to buy, they go because they are actually bored. So you have to give the platforms what they actually want, right? What do they want? You got to know that YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, all they want is people to go to their platform and they want people to stay on their platform. So when you create content, create with an intention that your job is to get people to on their platform and get people to stay. Just kind of like this, right? This is streamed on YouTube. My job is to build an audience, right? I'm not here to sell something. I'm here because people um, want to learn about traffic, right? And they are curious about it, or you're just here because you're actually bored. You're not really here to buy anything. And what I'm actually doing is getting people on this platform. And if I deliver amazing content, then you're going to stay and watch this. So I basically have done my job to help the platforms, let the platforms know that I'm a creator, right? And my job is get people on here and stay, and they're going to reward me, right? If you create content, the platforms will actually reward you. So here's your action steps. The very first thing is this: um, focus on creating valuable content that solves problems, right? Because again, people don't wake up every single day. They're not waking up just to buy something. They're waking up because or they seek something to work up because they have a problem, right? For example, if you were not in a relationship and you decided to go shopping today, buy a nice shirt or a nice blouse or a suit or something, right, to go out, what are you doing? You're solving a loneliness problem, right? Or if you're going out and you went out and bought a hamburger today and you devoured it, you ate it, what did you do, right? You went out, you solved the hunger problem. So people only go out, seek something or buy something when they actually have a problem. So create content that solves problems or answers questions for your audience. Use a variety of formats. One of the best ways is start with long form, right? Video like this. If you're having a hard time um, creating content, what you could do is if you have something to share, then maybe invite a few people live and share with them, or stream live like this and just share naturally, right? You're not following the script. You know your bullets, you know your 4, 5, 6 things you want to talk about, and just talk about that and start with long form content first. So once you start with long form content, then it's easy for you to actually extract the text, right? To transcribe it, you can turn that text into like blogs or newsletters. You can also extract the audio and turn that into audio files or podcasting. You can then even take the video, the long form video, like this streaming, for example, is probably going to be about 30 to 45 minutes, somewhere around there. And my team can actually take this long form and literally edit it into shorts and reels and repurpose it on all of our social media platforms, right? So start with long form content, because that one long form content, this 30 to 45-minute video, it could be about 2.5 to 3 weeks worth of content that I actually, re-edit, recreate, and then repurpose in all the social medias. Okay. The most important rule is be consistent. The more content you produce, the more opportunities people have to actually discover you. So the very first traffic source is organic content. Second is outreach traffic. This is DMing. This is outreach. This is going where your clients are hanging out. Outreach traffic comes from being proactive and reaching out to your ideal clients wherever they are actually hanging out, wherever they're spending their time, right? Because again, people are going to pay you with their time before they actually pay you with their money, right? Whether that's on social media, whether that's on online communities, or even an event, right? A lot of our clients, for example, come from the Tony Robbins community. We're part of that mastermind there, and then we're also part of Russell Brunson's mastermind. We're also part of Mario Golden's mastermind. A lot of our clients come from events as well, because I'm going to where they're actually at, right? Don't wait for them to find you. Go to where they are actually at. A great example of this would be my son Alexander. When he was 4 years old, we went to visit Minnesota, and I'm not a fisherman, and I wanted to take him fishing. And his uncle though is, right. He lives in Minnesota. He's avid fisherman in the summertime, spring, winter times, when does what's that called, ice fishing, all that stuff. It's like totally fisherman. So I called him up. I said, "Hey, I'm taking Alexander up. I would love to take him out fishing. I want him to have not only just a good time, but I want him to also be successful." So I picked the person, right? I reached out to the person that I would give him the most success. So my cousin said, "Sure," So we go, we parked the car. It was at Lake Minnetonka. It's one of the big lakes there in Minnesota. And I get out, I grab the bucket, grab the pole. I'm headed towards the dock, towards the fishing dock, right? And my cousin is like, "Oh no, no, we're not fishing there." I'm like, "What do you mean we're not fishing there?" He goes, "Oh, it's midday. This time of day, the fishers are not going to be there. It's too hot." I'm like, "What? Did they like email you? Did they call you? Did they text you? How do you know this?" He goes, "'Cause it's too hot, so they're going to be right underneath, right over there. They're going to be right underneath that bridge." I was like, "Cool." So we went there. Sure enough, we through the pole we casted it, and as soon as the bobber hit the floor, hit the water, when my cousin gave Alexander the pole, literally it was like that. The bobber sank. He starts reeling it in. At that lake, they had bluegills, they had crappies, and they had sunfish, yeah. And in like 20 minutes, he caught like 17 or 18 fishes. He had a great time, right? And outreach traffic is exactly like that. Going to where the fishes are, right? And you're fishing, and you're casting your message, you're fishing where they're actually hanging out already. Just like they were underneath that bridge, my cousin knew, right? Because if it was hot out that day, if I would have brought Alexander to the dock, we wouldn't have caught anything, and my son would have had success. He would have enjoyed his day. Does that make sense? So outreach traffic is exactly the same thing. So your action steps are, first is engage with people directly on platforms like Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, um, YouTube, right? Provide value in your interactions. Don't just try to sell them. Build relationships, right? Build rapport, and then introduce your offer, right? Introduce your brand. Introduce you in a much more natural way, right? Join online communities, Quora, Reddit, things like that. Groups, Facebook groups, school communities, things like that. Any type of platforms like that are amazing for you to actually join. because our target audience is there, right? They're already active, they're already consuming, they're already hanging out there, they're already getting to know people in that community, right? And your job is to go and contribute, right? Valuable insights, answer problems, answer questions, solve problems. That's all you're doing. And if whatever you're sharing connects with people, your answer or your problem solving connects with people, they're going to come to you. They're just going to come to you naturally. Okay, so that's outreach traffic. And then the third traffic source is opportunity traffic. This is JVs, this is affiliates, this is referrals. Opportunity traffic is basically when you leverage other people's audiences. That's it. Through joint ventures, through affiliate programs that you create or they have, or through referrals. You don't have to do everything alone, right? Partnering with other people can help you expand your reach and bring in new clients. It's kind of like a friend introducing you to someone, right? I remember, my now wife, we've been together for 21 years. Um, she was introduced by somebody, right? And most of the time, traffic from JVs and affiliates and referrals are actually the best, the highest quality. As a matter of fact, one of our clients right now, who's a great student of ours, came from another community, came from one of my really good friends' community, Richmond, and she's getting coached by both of us, right? Because Richmond is coaching her on a certain method, and I'm coaching her on the strategy side of her business, right? But she's like the best. Why? Because she was referred by somebody, because we actually had a great relationship there. Does that make sense? So some of the best clients can become your best clients if they come from somebody who's you complement, right? So your action steps in this: look for influencers, industry leaders who serve a complementary audience, people that you can actually complete. Create affiliate programs or referral bonuses to encourage others to promote your offer. And then what you can do is also form JV partnerships with them, where you collaborate with others on projects, webinars, contents, challenges, events, whatever that is, or give your lead magnet to their attached with their offer, right? On the back end, on the thank you page, things like that. That's a great way of driving traffic from opportunity traffic. Okay, so and then the fourth is outbound traffic. This is paid ads. Outbound traffic comes from paid advertising. This is literally the quickest way to drive traffic from a cold audience right to your offer, because you're paying to be in front of your target audience. Platforms like Facebook and Google and Instagram and YouTube can provide massive reach when you use it correctly. Right? So the action steps for you is start with a small ad campaign. It doesn't matter whether you're choosing LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook or YouTube. Um, it's a really small ad campaign to test what works best for your audience. Make sure you're targeting the right audience with the right message, and also setting up your retargeting campaigns as well. And then track. Most importantly, track. What you don't measure, you don't manage, right? What you track and analyze your ad performance to optimize and improve results over time. So that is outbound traffic. And then the fifth is own traffic. Own traffic is list building and list nurturing. Um, Own traffic is you have full control of this list, right? You built it, right? You did something, you created something for people to opt into, where they can come get something for you, they trade you their information, or you created a environment where they can register for something like a webinar, um, you know, um, register for a strategy call, a discovery session, things like that. By building and nurturing your list, you have direct access to your audience and can engage them with them really over time, right? And on your terms. So that is own traffic. Your action steps: start building your email list with lead magnets like free guides, checklists, or webinars, something for people to opt into, master classes. Um, or even something for them to register live, right? It's also a great way of doing it. Send regular value packed emails that nurture the relationship with your audience. Use email lists to send offers, updates, and content that encourages them, engages them, and converts them, right? Because then more consumption, again, people are going to pay you with their attention before they pay you with their assets. They can pay you with their time before they actually pay you with their money. So you got to nurture the relationship, right? Nurture your list as well. Okay. And then the sixth traffic source is optimized traffic. This is SEO. This is large language model SEO with AI that's happening now. Optimized traffic is when you optimize your website, your content for search engines like Google and SEO. SEO ensures that your content ranks higher in search results, making it easier for people to find you. So your action steps are do keyword search to identify what your audience is actually searching for. Optimize your content, website, and blog posts to rank for those keywords. Use long lead marketing, right? LLM SEO as well to create evergreen content that continues to drive traffic over time. That's how you actually get seen. You also, with AI as well, you also get recommended, right? Recommended. So, um, but here's the thing though, you need to use all these six traffic sources, right? All together as well, but you don't have to choose. You don't have to do all of them at one time. You don't. You just choose one, right? You need to. You obviously want you to leverage all six eventually, right? Over time to build a consistent flow of traffic to your business by combining organic traffic, only traffic, opportunity traffic, outbound traffic, own traffic, and optimized traffic. You're setting yourself up for visibility and success, but you don't have to overwhelm yourself by doing all six at one time. So let's make it really practical for you. Um, after this stream here, I want you to do the following. Just pick one first. Pick one traffic source to focus on first. It could be organic. It could be outreach, right? It could be outbound. It could be opportunity traffic. It could be any one of them. Just pick one so you don't overwhelm yourself. Chunk it down, right? Well, we just gave you these six traffic strategies to master. That's chunking up, right? It's chunk down by choosing one first. Second, create a strategy for that source. What steps are you going to take to drive traffic using this one source? And then execute, right? Don't wait for perfection. Take action right away. That's it. So pick one traffic source, create a strategy around it, and execute. That's it, right? So because visibility is key to sales. No matter how amazing your offer is, it's traffic that will bring it to life. Mastering these six traffic sources will make sure your audience finds you and buys from you, right? Make sure they find you and buy from you. So start driving traffic today, and soon enough, your offer will be everywhere. So which one of these six traffic sources are you going to focus on first? I'd like for you to drop in a comment below and let us know. Or if you have any questions, please let us know as well. And if you're ready to start mastering traffic and visibility, type traffic in the comments and let's get you moving in the right direction today. Okay, so all right, so we're transitioning from next week. So today we talked about six traffic strategies that you must master. Next week is about 10xing, right? How to how we are gonna go from 10 million to $100 million in 3 years using Dr. Benjamin Hardy's framework called the frame floor focus. We're going to share with you what we're saying yes to, what we're saying no to. We're going to share with you the steps of how we came up with that outcome, the frame, how we raise our floor and started killing certain offers and start creating the offers that we want that will get us to that frame. And then how we built a business model, what we're focusing on, and what we're removing that could distract us from hitting that goal. The focus and the model that we're using to actually 10x to go from $10 million to $100 million in 3 years. So look forward to seeing you on next stream with us here, next training. And then again, if you haven't watched the last two, the very first one was mastery, the fourth level of wealth. And then last week was about how we extracted that and turned it into an actual offer. And today we talked about the six traffic mastery. So we will see you next week on how to go 10x to um, from 10 million to an actual $100 million in 3 years. We'll see you next week. Awesome.